love doing that. Here we go.
Good morning, Sun Prairie. Time to rise and shine.
What?
Time to pour the coffee with Bill.
He wants to be human.
Time to rise and shine with Bill.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
Time to get going with Bill.
He is phenomenal.
Welcome to Baker Street with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Sun Prairie. I'm your host, Bill Baker. Glad that you could be with me as we stroll down Baker Street for another beautiful Monday morning. It is absolutely amazing outside. I think it's a nice, calm, cool day, and but it's going to get really hot, so that's what you need to know about it. It's going to get hot as the devil. Hey, everybody, and it's my phone. I hear this voice.
That's funny.
We're gonna have had a great weekend. It was a lot of fun, kind of relaxing. Did a lot of golf last week. Had to recover, doing all these golf outings and fundraisers. They're fundraisers, and it was a blast. Did the Lions golf outing on Thursday. Won the big 50-50 drawing. Thank you very much. Counted all those dollars. That was pretty exciting. Then when the next day, that Friday, went over to the Sun Prairie Wolves golf outing and won 2 of the prizes. Love that there. Thank you very much again. Cha-ching. I just got to keep playing golf. I play bad, but I still have fun, I guess. But so it's been all right. It's been a good weekend. Then I got to relax yesterday. I'm still wanting to see the Oppenheimer movie. Barbie is out. Oppenheimer is in. I got to see that. That is going to be a wonderful movie. I was into a book about the Brad Meltzer's I can't even talk. Meltzer's book about the attempted assassination of the 3 leaders during World War II: Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt. I've been reading that for a while to start my days, and man, it's just a fascinating book. Really enjoyed it, and so I got into that. So I had a pretty cool, fabulous, incredible weekend. Now I get to start this Monday with something that is absolutely dear to my heart, and we're going to talk about being in the water, because I is a water baby. And if Renee were here from Mystic Monday, she'd tell you, yes, you are. You're, Virgo, you're a water baby. So. And as many of you know, I swam for many years, swam in college, did that all-American thing, all that stuff that gets me a cup of coffee and a few dollars once in a while, at Beans and Cream. But I'm also a big scuba diver. Some of you know that. Some of you don't know that. But I do. I'm a big scuba diver. And I met this gentleman on last Friday from Diventures. It seems like it's got to be something else like Adventure Swimming, Adventure Scuba, Adventure I don't know. But anyway, it's a local organization here in Sun Prairie. We're going to talk about it, and just check this out for a minute. Over 50 million Americans participate in swimming every single year, and the demand for swimming lessons has been on the rise. According to a study by the STATSA Research Department, the swim school industry in the United States generated approximately, I love this when they say approximately when you get these big numbers, 3.4 billion in 2020, and the industry is expected to grow an annual rate of 1.8% per year for a long time, all the way to 2026. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to jump right into this thing But let's get started. Let's do as we always do on every single show and how we get started. Let's go fishing. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP. Good morning, Sun Prairie. I'm glad you're here. Get your coffee and let's get going. It's a Monday. Get out of bed. Hi.
How's it going?
Say your last name.
Boehn.
Boehn.
Yes, and Diventures is with an S at the end.
Diventures. Man, I was looking at going Diventures.
Diventures.
But it seemed like there needs to be something else on there. Don't forget, in between these, we're still on Facebook Live and YouTube.
Yep, that's totally fine. Yeah, I didn't notice that when I was watching the other guy's video.
Cool. Yeah. So what happens a lot of times, and I try to stop it, is that we start to keep the conversation going, and we never get it on air.
No, I can see that.
But this is the
Really see
podcast
that.
right now, so
Yeah.
this is the cool stuff. But we're good. We're good.
Fine.
Boehn.
Boehn. Yep.
Boehn.
And Brooke doesn't have an E at the end of her name.
She doesn't have a what?
It's Brook. No E on the end.
No E?
Mm-mm.
What's that about?
We gotta be different, right? Gotta be different.
Well, I'm William, but they call me Bill. How did
Well,
that happen?
that's a thing though, right? That's just a thing. I had a friend in elementary school like that too. That's just a
I mean,
thing.
how do you get Bill out of William? I can see Will.
Yeah, I have a friend named Will. Yeah, not Bill though. Did you have a Will in your class? So
No.
you no?
Alright, let's get this out here. It's Shark Week, you know.
You want to talk about timing? Check me out. I gotta put my name tag on.
You don't need your name.
I need my name. No. So here's the thing. They were telling me that I had to wear Diventures branded apparel, and I was like, all of mine has holes in them because I wear them at work. So there's nothing. They all got holes in them. So I was like, we're not gonna.
You're twisted.
Born twisted. How's that look? Centered. Close enough.
So is Brooke going to join the chamber?
She's just waiting to get her website built, but yes, she will 100% join the chamber.
Oh, no, wait long. Don't wait long.
Yeah, she's how it works is she gets her website built after she makes 3 sales. She made 3 sales last week.
Cool.
So then the company's gonna build her own website. So then once she gets it, she wants to be able to be like, you guys do like the congratulation post like you did for me, welcome to the Chamber of Commerce. She wants to have all of her socials ready
Cool.
for when that happens.
Cool.
You know, exciting stuff. It was an interesting meeting. Chamber of Commerce. It was interesting.
It's hopping. This chamber is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's Christina Williams' leadership that's done it. She's just phenomenal, and very proud of her and being a part of it. And yeah, it's a good thing. You know, I'm trying to see if I can send this to you. I don't know, it's the Twitter.
Wants a big congratulations post like you did.
And one of my favorite songs. Boehn. Boehn.
Boehn.
Boehn.
Bam.
Boehn. Boehn. Hey Bethany, good to see you. Glad you're on here. Glad you could join us. I'm ready for you.
Samesies.
Yeah, but I can turn you on and off, so it's okay. If we go 2 hours, that's cool. If we don't, that's okay too.
My boss has told me that I'm a chatty person, so I
Okay.
feel like we'll hit 2 hours or get close. Especially if you start talking about stories. Then I learned how to tell stories from deer hunters, so they're pretty good. You
Okay.
know? Whole lot
Dean
of fun.
Hollis is your founder, huh?
Mm-hmm. Cool dude. Very cool dude. Very like humble. dude who runs a business, you always see him in shorts and flip-flops, no matter what,
Cool.
unless he's told not to.
All right. We'll talk about that in a minute. See, we were talking about stuff.
Yeah, you started it.
I did.
You started it. It wasn't me, Bill. You started it. I'm here just answering questions. But your directions were very good on getting here, just so you know. And look at the black truck, I was like, got this. It helped it too. It was the only one in the parking lot.
When I got here, there were 2 black trucks.
Oh, really? Oh,
There
no.
was one up, I'm like, oh my god, what's the odds of that?
Right.
I knew you'd figure it out.
Yeah.
Smart guy, you'd figure
I
it
try
out.
to be.
There we go. Oh yeah, gotta love me some. Oh, get out of here! Stop it, you Los Lonely Boys! Come on, sneaking in on me already. Oh my goodness, gotta start the day just like that. I'm not sure about that, but hey, I want to let you know that we're underwritten by those wonderful people at the Bank of Sun Prairie, and of course the Baker Realty Group is here to help you with all of your real estate needs, and because we bring you home. That's the best thing I always say. Always around to help out and answer questions. Of course, you can catch me on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock for the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show with Laura Stanfield. This is my co-host, my valued co-host, starting our 8th year on the radio doing that type of business on Wednesday. We're going to bring you all the updates, news, trends, and stuff you need to know about real estate here in Sun Prairie, the city of Sun Prairie, so don't forget to catch us there. Hey, tonight is Sunshine Supper. Don't forget about that. Stop by there. Starts at 5, goes till 6 o'clock. You may want to get there early, get about 4:30, 4:45. Or sometimes they'll kick it off early, depending on how many people are there. Going to serve about 450 meals tonight. I'm guesstimating. I don't know who the sponsor is. I apologize for that. They're not posting those the way they used to, so that's kind of a bummer. But that's okay. No big deal. No big deal. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. We can do that. There's concerts in the park on Tuesday night. Don't forget about that. 5 o'clock. Wetmore Park. Always a good sound, good food, good liquid libation. You know, adult beverages is what I'm trying to say.
We're in Wisconsin. It's okay.
That's true. Yeah, we're drinking brandy when we came out of the womb, so that's all I know. So it's gonna be a fun week. I can't believe we're getting to the end of July already. We're going to hit August, which means for me, football around the corner. Yeah, we're going to kick it off about the middle of August, like the 13th, I want to say, or no, 15th, something like that. That Friday, same time as Corn Fest. But that's okay. Mike Powers and I are ready to bring you the call of every play for the Sun Prairie Cardinals. Wearing my proud Cardinal football shirt today, just to talk a little bit about that. And of course, you're going to have Jameson Rabbit and Steve Sabaki doing the Wolves call, and we're going to do that. This year, we're going to have a broadcast on 2 channels. It seems as though, from what Jeff Robbins has been sharing, don't hold me to this, but we're going to be broadcasting TV for both games, and so that should be fun. You're going to have the home game which will be also on radio, and then the away game, which will be on the new channel, the new K-Sun channel, and that should, I think it's going to be kind of cool. So that way you get to see both games, and you can flip back and forth between channels. 983, 984, I'm not sure, but we'll get more on that as we move forward. Hey, I want to talk about a subject here for me that has been most of my life, especially as a youngster. Man, I was in the water. I've been in the water all my life. I can remember, man, being a little bitty thing in the pool. I started young. I was very blessed to have a mom that loved the water. I had a grandfather that pulled me in, and when I'm talking really young, and I don't know how far back that was. Maybe it was in the womb. I'm not sure. Yes, I was. I was swimming in the womb. That's what it is. But I just had a great time. Well, now I meet a guy, Nate Boehn. Boehn.
You got it right the first time.
I should have written that down for me. And so he brought back some memories. Now, let me tell you about my swimming life, my whole water life. Like I said, I spent every minute I could of my life in the water, having fun. Grandfather got me in, a little bitty thing, maybe 3, 4 years old, that I can remember. I remember taking diapers on. No, I'm lying about that. But through high school and college, I was a swimmer. You're swimming basically year-round. You're swimming every day. I'm in the water. I am a flippin' fish. I can do things in the water that most people just go, what? And then today, it's like I barely get in the water. I don't know why. But from that came an activity called scuba diving that I've always wanted to do. I love Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I loved all those TV shows with scuba divers. Wanted to do that in about 1990 and 1991. I had the opportunity to, working with Fontana at the time, to get certified, almost certified with those guys. Did a referral certification in Jamaica and did my open water, what they call open water portion down there. Got the bug and found a guy by the name of Mark Kozakowski at Dolphin Pool Spa and Scuba, and my adventure went off the wall. And I have been in water that you can't even think about doing. I've been in dark water, I've been in river water, I've been in lake water, I've been in oceans, I've been in wrecks, I've been in coral tunnels, I've been with sharks, I've been with big frickin' fish, I've been through trees underwater. Lake Wazee, when that was first flooded, that was kind of cool. So I've had this bug for water all my life. Now, in addition to that, I have a son named Alex, who is a commercial scuba diver. And because of the scuba diving, it gave him a career, also took him to the Navy, and it's just been a beautiful thing. So this morning we're going to talk about just jump on in. That's what I'm saying. Just jump on in. Because the swimming industry is huge. And we have Diventures here in town that they say from swim lessons and scuba diving training to scuba diving trips and more, they deliver a personalized learning experience and are passionate about safety and fun in the water. And their founder, Dean Hollis, says his goal is to be the worldwide leader in creating safety and fun in and around the water, from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, to everywhere, just everywhere. We'll even include Illinois in there, just because. We gotta give some those Bear fans. I don't know if we give them a little credit for that, but and then his vision is that he wants to use their passion, have a lot of passionate people, and wants to use that passion and power of water to impact lives, change the world, and have fun doing it. Nate, welcome to the show, bud.
Welcome. Thanks for having me, Bill.
And you are the Aquatics and Experience Manager, swim teacher, trainer, and lifeguard instructor.
Yep. Over the Sun Prairie location. Absolutely.
I got to tell you, when I was in my teens through my early 20s, man, I don't think I left the house without a Speedo.
I mean, based on what you're saying, yeah. What strokes did you swim?
I swim butterfly. I was a
Okay.
butterfly.
There you go. Nice. Very
Man,
impressive.
it was really
Can't
fun.
swim that very well, but
Well,
yes.
what's funny today is that swimming competitively, kids in high school are swimming my college times.
I believe that.
Which, oh my gosh, that was like 30 years ago, 40, you know, or, 35 years ago.
I have a D1 employee on my team right now, and yeah, if I
Yeah.
tie her arms and legs behind her back in a nice way, she'll
Uh-huh.
still beat me swimming across the lake in the pool if I use my arms and legs.
Hey, something about you. I'm going to read this because this
Read
is
it.
kind of cool. This is about you. This is your little bio on the website. It says, Nate found his love for water at a young age while attending Boy Scout camp. Can I come back to that one?
Yeah, we have to.
And during summer adventures at the lake. He has 12 years of experience as a certified lifeguard. He is also a certified scuba diver. He believes safety while enjoying the water is a top priority and enjoys teaching all ages the joys of water.
Absolutely.
Dude, you're a Boy Scout.
I am. Very proud of that. Yep.
Wait, you're not just a Boy Scout.
No, I'm the extra nice. I'm an Eagle Scout. Yeah, I made it all the way to the top.
Dude, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am proud of you. We were talking off air, and I love to say this. John Herlash, Dr. John Herlash, lives up in Sturgeon Bay, shared with me once that the highest concentration of Eagle Scouts per capita is in Wisconsin.
I believe that, honestly. The nature and everything here, like, it's just very conducive of being in Boy Scouts. And, like, so I grew up in Illinois. We can talk about that later. Don't need to. But our yeah, exactly. Our Boy Scout, summer camp was just, 15, 20 minutes outside of Anago.
Okay.
So that's where the love of water and everything truly came from, along with going to the grandparents' house in Lake Geneva. The fond memory of being thrown into the water by my dad. Absolutely, I have that one too. It's on video. He puts the camera down on the post, chucks me in, and Lake Geneva's got those swells going. So yeah, it was quite the experience. But I had my cousins in the water hanging out with me, so it was nice and safe still. But yes, it was quite the experience.
So I think the reason why we have so many Eagle Scouts is that we're taught to finish what we begin.
And honestly, it's a struggle. Because you're turning 16, 17, and there's everything under the sun pulling you away from Boy Scouts. But
Sure.
you gotta stick with it, guys. Anyone in Scouts right now, you gotta stick with it, hold it out, because it's super cool. Because you meet guys like Bill, and they'll be proud of you because you're an Eagle Scout.
Oh man, I'm proud of everybody
Yep.
that's a Scout. That's a way of life that everybody should have to take
You
part
have
in.
to.
You
You
know.
have to.
And I think it's fantastic. A friend of mine, Teresa Stevens, both her girls are in Scouts, and they're away right now. I think at a jamboree. I'm not sure, but
I never went to one of those. But
I know
yes.
they're away at camp, so I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
Not sure. Teresa, if you're on here, let me know. Okay. Terry McElroy, good morning. Glad to see that you've joined us. Thanks. Appreciate it very much. So, Diventures, how long have you been there?
So I came in June of 2020. So been about 3 years now.
Okay.
Yep, loving it.
And where was this started? Where was the company started?
So when you think of scuba and swimming and scuba diving and all the things, you definitely think of Omaha, Nebraska, right? Because that's where we started. Yeah. So Dean created he made his little mom and pop swim and dive school.
Yeah.
Out of Omaha.
Uh-huh.
So that was the first location. We're up to 18 locations now. Hold on.
You're not a little organization.
No, we're no longer. So I started. There were 6 locations when I started. So since the 3 years I've been here, we're at 18 locations across 12 states now. So there's one just outside of DC and Virginia, and then on the other side we have just some outside of Phoenix, Arizona.
And of course down in my home state of Kentucky.
Yes,
Now,
there's a couple.
This is my home, but that was where I was born.
There you go.
And
There's a couple in Louisville.
In Louisville?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say?
Did I say it correctly? Louisville?
You said Louisville.
Oh, sorry. I was
Is
trying to
there an
pronounce
E
it
in there?
correctly. No, there's not.
It's Louisville.
I'm also dyslexic, so that does not
Louisville.
mean anything. Louisville.
Well, it seemed I was doing my homework on this, and it just seems like it. This first of all, when I saw the post in the paper about you guys and breaking ground on the 12,000 square foot facility,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're going to have there with a 12-foot deep pool and all that, I kept thinking,
25 yards, yep.
no, it's going to be 12 feet deep though.
Right, but 25 yards so I can
Is
teach
it
kids
45
obviously.
feet tall?
45
feet long?
Yes, it will. No, it'll be 75 feet long. So it'll be 25 yards so I can teach kids swim team prep and things like that.
All right.
So.
Okay. Well, when I saw that, I kept thinking, and I've seen, there's another swim school in town too, but I kept thinking, man, is there that much demand for swimming lessons?
There is.
But then I remember, man, back in the day, back in the day, when I was sporting that Speedo, Terry McRoy, no comments. I did a lot of swim lessons. I taught a lot of swim lessons. And so I guess there is a huge demand. But usually you would think it would be like the high schools would be doing their swim programs.
I think
doing
it's
instruction.
I think it's spawned. So yeah, so like when I did it, the swim lessons were always at like the community parks and the summer things and at the high schools. But now it's definitely switched into more of like the private companies, the Goldfishes and things like us,
Yeah.
and Diventures and Dolphin Swim School and all of the academies where we've taken lessons and made it a little bit more flexible for people in this day and age. A little more adaptability and things like that, which I think it just makes it a little more conducive to allowing kids to be in the program year round versus just starting
absolutely.
for swimming.
No, I agree with you. Now, right now you're located over Chase Boulevard, which is right across from Colonial Club,
Yep.
as everybody knows. But then you're going to be moving over to just off North Thompson Road.
Yeah, and that and Blue Aster Boulevard, tucked over behind like the Menards area.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Yeah. And so when does that due to open?
So it's due to open when we actually have people that can build our building for us. So with everything going on in the city of Madison, we can't find any labor.
Madison.
Yes.
You mean the bedroom community of Sun Prairie?
Correct. The bed. Yes, correct. So we just have to wait to find some people that will be willing to build it for us.
Well, get on it, man.
We're trying. We're trying. Our owner Dean really wants to build it. There's just some people that control the checkbooks that are like, we got to keep waiting a little bit.
Brad
longer,
Bauer.
and that's totally fine.
Call Bauer Builders. I'll make a call today.
There you go.
Let's get her done. Brad built some great buildings. Did the Wisconsin Eye Center.
Oh, cool.
The Wisconsin Lion Eye Center. Well, being a lion, I know this.
There you go.
But I just said I hate.
You're not.
saying
Yeah, you're not supposed to use filler words on the air. You got to just pause and not think like that. Absolutely. That's one of my notes on my pieces of paper here. No filler words.
No filler words.
No fillers.
You did your homework.
I'm an Eagle Scout. You got to come prepared.
So
every
what
situation.
What is it about what were you doing before Diventures?
Yeah, so we can get into my background. Absolutely. So yeah, Boy Scouts, love of the water, started there. Instead of taking gym class, because nobody really likes gym class in high school, I took lifeguarding class.
Okay.
So then that started my love of water. So since I've been 16, that's 15 years, I've always held my ARC, American Red Cross lifeguard certification since I've been 16. So super fun with that. Started working at the local community pools and things like that. And then the off seasons, I started working at the Y's. Got my lifeguard instructor certification when I was 20, so I trained like 200 to 300 lifeguards over my course of time.
Okay.
And then I went up to school in Northern Michigan. Got a degree in outdoor recreation management and leadership, so super proud of that one.
Northern Michigan.
In Northern Michigan, yeah, in Marquette, the UP, greatest place in the entire world. Don't tell anybody though, because
Okay.
I don't want anybody to know. Don't tell anyone, but it's very beautiful.
Okay.
And the only reason I went there is because I read a paragraph on their website. So I told the head of marketing that when I was in his class, and he's like, "No way!" And I was like, "Absolutely." There's like the description of the college major that I went to, and I was like, "This is it." I didn't apply anywhere else. This is my spot. Found a love of found my re-love of nature and everything up there. So
Okay.
then COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
Hanging out up there, doing lots of camping because as you do in the middle of nowhere, you do a lot of camping. So yeah, I was taking phone calls and interviews from a campfire, and I got this job, so I moved down here.
Oh my
in July
gosh.
of 2020.
So did you? He has a wonderful lady in his life. Her name is Brooke. Did you meet her up there?
Yes, we met at the local bar, as you do in college.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, you mean the study?
Yeah, the study.
Study
Yeah, the
library.
studying. Yeah. So
Yeah,
like, yeah,
that's-
ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not called the wood and nickel. So yeah, no, it's okay.
So you guys, what is her background?
So she.
Same thing, or?
No. So she comes from like a small business background. So
Okay.
her grandma and grandpa had a string of tanning salons over, and she's from downstate Michigan.
Okay.
So she went out there and got a degree in marketing
Wow.
and in sales now
Wow.
with a wonderful company
Where
called
in
Thrive.
Michigan?
Hillsdale. So if you like
Oh, I
look
know
up
where
your little,
Hillsdale
yeah. So like right down here. See, this is the Michigan thing they do.
Southeastern.
Correct.
Yeah. I kind of grew up over in southeastern Michigan.
Oh, cool.
A little town called Dundee.
Okay.
Monroe County is what she'll say.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's not a bad place.
No, I love visiting.
Yeah,
It's always good.
Yeah, I can visit. I'm not a Lions fan. I'm not a Michigan fan.
That's okay.
I bleed red.
That's
It's
okay.
Wisconsin.
There you go.
Now,
That's
you're an
for sure.
Illinois guy.
I'm trying to call Charlie Barons to get rid of that. So he's got a podcast that I can be defibbed. So
Oh,
we're working on that.
I think you should be now.
I
But
think I
are
should
you a
be.
Packer fan or a Bears fan or
Kansas City Chiefs.
what?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah,
Well, it's
Dad.
been nice having you on the show.
My dad grew up in Kansas City, so just his love of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I still rooted for the Bears and stuff. And only because my friend was a Packers fan. So you just got to be, mean to your friend and root against his team.
It's always about the Packers. Packers. Packers.
But I have been to a Packers game. Very fun. I definitely enjoy Lambeau Field. My favorite field
Just
I've
one?
ever been to. Just one, yeah. Those tickets are kind of expensive.
But you just got to go up there and you get them from the scalpers.
That's-
Let the game start and the price drops.
My buddy's got corporate tickets. So he was like, hey, you guys want to come with? And we're
Hello.
like, let's go.
I'm your buddy now.
Yeah, there you go. Snow
Okay.
pants and everything. Here we go.
He's got corporate tickets. You don't need snow pants.
His aren't that good though. His are just regular seats, which is
Oh.
okay because it's more for the environment and the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
If you're sitting in a warm box at Lambeau, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that's not the point.
No, that is not a Lambeau experience.
No.
That's kind of like that's lame.
Yeah, it's a cheating
It
experience.
is.
Yeah.
I take it every time I get it, but no.
Of course.
So let's go back to the Diventures and talk about this, because the three things that you guys really focus on is swim lessons, scuba lessons, and explore travel.
Yes.
And they tie nicely together. And and what kind of excites me too about Diventures is one of your instructors, who is a huge fan of yours, Steve Stalker.
My man.
I tell you.
He's working right now.
Well, you're in the. Yeah, that's right. And I knew that because I was going to ask him to be on the show. But I tried to get him at 7. He's like, I've got to teach swimming with the old ladies.
The old lady, yeah, they're there waiting for him.
I know.
Well, he's waiting for them right now.
A huge fan. He is such a water baby also.
Oh, yeah.
And from being a lifeguard to an instructor, swim instructor and that, or activities instructor. I mean, he does such a great job. And he says, I want to thank Diventures for keeping the faith. The reason for that is he knows that you could have moved anywhere from the Chase Boulevard location to, you could have been in, I don't know, DeForest maybe.
We looked into Forest, you're not wrong, but yeah. No,
Yeah,
Sun
but you
Prairie's
decided
strong.
to stay here, and that just means a lot to him and to me, and just to say thank you for that.
I agree.
Because this place, Sun Prairie, is the greatest city in the world to live in.
I'm very much enjoying myself since I've been here.
Not that I'm a cheerleader, but I do
Just
believe
a little
that,
bit, maybe.
yeah. Now, if I could get our bedroom community to act better, it'd be okay. But well, you gotta have some place. If we fill up our hotel so fast, they have to go down to our bedroom community. Some people live in Madison, they work here, so they have to sleep somewhere and stuff. But the swim lesson, let's talk about this. This is a life skill, is what it's described.
Absolutely.
And you've got things like baby and toddler. You've got child lessons, kiddo lessons, I call them. Trial lessons, though. Trial lessons. I love that one. And adult lessons, private lessons, and then a ton of water activities.
So the coin you can say is we teach any age at any stage. That's our little coin we say. Yeah.
Well, I'm amazed at how many adults can't swim.
It's crazy, and it's mostly like the ones that I've been teaching. It's either like grandparents that are going on vacation with their kiddos, and they just want to like their grandkids, and they want to get a little more comfortable in the water, or they want to go snorkeling or things like that. But also, like most recently, the ones that I've been teaching are people my age. They're young business professionals, and through their course of life, they've never learned how to swim. So now they're financially stable enough, and they want to learn how to swim. So like I'm very proud of all of them that come in, because it's a huge, like, slightly embarrassing, I feel like, for them. Like, I'm not trying to embarrass them, but it's, you don't know how to swim when you're like 30 years old. Like, you gotta get in there.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that stage of life. You're supposed to get your swim lessons.
You're
learn to
learning how
ride
to
a bike.
Absolutely.
Get those training wheels off. Kick them off, man.
So it's really fun and super rewarding to be able to teach like an adult. So like I have had one where they went on to swim a triathlon and finished the triathlon, all because I taught them how to swim.
Oh,
like
cool.
their goal was, hey, I need to learn how to swim a triathlon. And I was like, well, it's about a mile, so it's going to take some time, but we can totally get there and work through it. And they were able to accomplish it. And I was very proud of them for that.
There was a guy, I just saw the special, gosh, now I'm going to embarrass myself because I didn't think about it until now. There was a gentleman whose son had cerebral palsy, and they loved doing things together, and they decided to do triathlons. And the only problem he had, he didn't know how to swim. And he was like in his 40s at the time. And so he had to go and learn how to swim, and then they started doing triathlons. Ended up in an Ironman, which is huge, folks. I mean, 2.5 mile swim, 26 and a half mile run, and then I think 100 and some miles, 114 or 125 miles.
Too far for me.
Too far. I would, well, yeah, I don't want to do an Ironman. I do have a friend that ran a mega marathon. I don't know how you did it.
My mom's an intense bike rider, so she'll do like 60 miles on a Saturday.
I could do that.
Yeah, that's not for me either. I like swimming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a different show. But yeah, I've done the Scenic Shore 150 where we did 100 miles, and then turn around and do 75.
Have you done the ride your bike across Iowa?
Rag ride?
Yeah.
No. I want to, but I have not done that.
That's interesting.
I know. I've been talking about it for 20 years. I haven't done it, but the swimming is so important, and I'm surprised at what's going on. So let's break these down. Let's talk about this a little. Baby and toddler. Get this, folks. From 2 months to 35 months, and it starts out with building the confidence in the water, and then they're going to be taught how to survive in the water.
Yes.
They're
going to learn to love the water and how to survive in it.
Yes. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we start as young as 2 months. I have a 4-month-old currently in our program. She's loving the water, absolutely loving it, is being very comfortable. So like one of those biggest things you can work on, even if you don't go to swim school or anything like that, is when you're in the tub with those little itty bitty babies, making sure that they're comfortable with their ears fully submerged underwater. So filling your tub up just enough so when they do put their ears, you lay them on the back of the tub, those ears are fully submerged. Because it's a whole different world when you go underwater.
Yeah,
like without a doubt. Yeah. No. Looking up, not dunking down. Face up, not down. And then so we also, the other skills we work on is being able to climb out of the water. The acronym we use is elbow, elbow, tummy, knee, knee to climb out of the water. So
say again.
Elbow, elbow, tummy, knee, knee. So you're climbing up like this to get yourself up and out of the pool is one of those big safety skills we learn at that young of an age, as well as just, again, loving the water.
Elbow, elbow,
tummy, knee, knee. Yeah, or fin, belly, flipper, depending on what you're feeling.
Well, that'll be a phrase that Terry McElroy will be using all day today. Elbow, elbow, tummy, knee, knee.
Get yourself out of that pool.
Yeah, Terry, in fact, Madam President, if you could, when you see Stalker next time, just look at him and go, elbow, elbow, tummy, knee, knee.
He should get it, absolutely.
And watch him just smile. That would be hilarious.
And then starting that young of an age, you already love the water. So the parents are in the water up until the kid turns 3. So depending on some parents might not want to get in the water. Wow. So you can start them at 3, which is totally fine. I have lovely swimmers that start at the age of 3. But I just want to give a shout out to my buddy David. He started in the program when he was 6 months. He is now 3 years and 2 months, and he can swim halfway across our pool all by himself, which is about 10 feet.
Wow.
Very proud of himself, doing independent backflips and everything, just at the ripe age of 3. He's going to become an amazing swimmer soon. I'm very excited to see his progress.
I can remember a day when I wanted to go up the diving board. And the rule was you had to swim the width of the pool, not the length of the pool. You had to swim the width of the pool. The width of the pool was probably, I don't know, maybe 15, maybe 20 yards. And I can remember my grandfather saying to Mr. White was his name. He was in charge. He was the pool manager and all this stuff. And so I wanted to go off the board myself and get out. I didn't want my grandfather in the water with me. I wanted to do it myself. Well, he said you have to make it across the pool to be able to go off the board by yourself. And I'm like, I remember my grandfather go, does it have to be on top of the water or under the water? And so the way I started was I swam underwater all the way across the width. And I came up out of the pool, you're fine. You go off the board, go ahead. Oh my gosh. And then an uncle of mine, it's still at a young age, Hyde Hayes, Judge Hyde Hayes, he was great. He and I were in the water all the time, and he took me off the high dive. We called it the high dive. 3-meter board.
3-meter board, yeah, they're high.
Yeah,
so, yeah
that's just 3 meters, no
yeah.
big deal. It's because I always wanted to do it.
Right.
Because, he went off the board, I wanted to go off the board. Tells you a little bit about me, right?
Yeah.
Good morning, Loie. Glad that you could be watching and joining us today. She's got 2 girls that are swimmers, both college swimmers,
Perfect.
Scholarship swimmers.
Nice.
Very proud of her daughters. So I went off the high dive.
That's awesome.
That's the way I started.
Yeah.
Then it became flips and stuff like that. So the water stuff is cool. Start them young.
Start them young. That's the key. Get them in the water.
The biggest detriment for toddler swimming? Parents.
Yes. Yeah, that's honestly, so like in the baby and me class, the hardest part is teaching those parents to be able to let go of their kid.
Yeah, just let go.
Just let go. It'll be fine.
Let go.
It'll be fine.
It's okay if they cough.
All kids inherently still hold their breaths from the womb. Like it's something that is built into us. So when you stick a kid under the water, their mouth might be open, but they're not drinking. They just got their mouth.
They're chilling.
Having a good time underwater.
Got their eyes open. Going,
yeah, exactly.
They're having a good time.
They are.
But no, it is. I mean, the hardest thing is get the parents away.
Yeah.
You get the parents out of the way, those kids will thrive. But not all parents, of course. I mean, it does. You do panic a little bit the first time your kid goes under the water, you know, and they're like, you can see the moms by the pool. The dads aren't there.
Yeah, no, it's 50-50, honestly, at our
Get outta
program.
here.
Yeah, no, I encourage a lot of dads to come. So, like, especially in those baby and me classes, like, that is a bond you're forming with your child, and the wives have the feeding and things like that, so that's their bond. The father's bond should be swimming. Get in the water with your babies. Get them swimming. You're going to build that bond with your kid, that sense of trust, and everything's going to come from that. 100% get those dads in the water.
I have to tell you,
It's not just for moms.
Alex's mom, she's a good swimmer, but so Alex was born in October 13th, and so we went to Mazatlan in like the end of November, beginning of December, and so of course with a baby, and at the time we were very fortunate we had a nanny, and in fact the day we hired her we said we got some good news and we got some bad news, and just like, what's the good news? We're going to Mazatlan and you're going with us. And she's like, oh cool. She's 19 years old. And she said, well, what's the bad news? You're watching Alex. Your job is to take care of Alex. I said, but you'll have plenty of time to do stuff. But I had Alex at basically a month in the pool with me.
That's awesome.
I had to put a little hat on him. Mama said. Yeah. He looked like a greased pig with all the lotion and everything. But you got to get them in the water.
Got to get them in.
Man, they love the water.
Yep.
There's not a kid I don't know that would, if they've been in the water early, doesn't love the water. Start them young.
I agree.
Get them going.
Come hang out with me. I'll personally jump in if your little kid's being a monster, and we'll get them to love the water. No questions about it.
Oh my gosh. So that's kind of cool. Now, just the regular kiddo lessons. Are you guys doing lessons year round?
Yeah. So because we're an
How's
indoor
it
pool.
work?
Yeah. So we do lessons year round. Each lesson is a half an hour, and you do a monthly schedule. So like maybe when you did some lessons, or when Alex did some lessons, you'd either it'd be like a session, right? And you either pass or fail at the end, and you either gotta like repeat the class or move up to the next one. I don't like doing that. Why tell a kid that they're not doing great? So we just keep swimming in the same level. So let's say your time is Wednesdays at 4 o'clock.
Sure.
So you're gonna come every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, unless I have 5th days of the week. So I'll do some training because we always need to keep our staff up to date and have the best training if they can. So you'll come in oh my god. You will come in 4 times a month.
Your mouth runs fast.
It does. I gotta stop and think. Yeah. So we'll.
Did you have caffeine this morning?
I have a low latte, nothing too crazy.
Brooke,
And
how
I've
do
just
you
given
calm
the
this
spiel
mouth down?
I've given the spiel so much that like I kind of run over.
Look, you
so,
get
yeah.
choked up talking about
Great.
it.
Well, I just love the water, so that's why I get choked up about it. Yeah. So 4 lessons a month. Each lesson is a half an hour, and you can change your schedule whenever you want. So let's say your Wednesdays at 4. Now baseball's coming, right?
Yeah.
It's baseball season's right around the corner in hypothetical world.
Right.
You can switch to Tuesdays or Mondays. So you just keep rotating that schedule. I'm as flexible as you guys need, they need me to be. Super fun. Our water's 91 degrees, nice and toasty and inviting. Never a cold pool at any of our facilities. They're all nice and toasty. Toasty. That's a good word to say. Toasty. Especially when you come in the morning to hang out with Steve. It's nice and toasty.
It's toasty. Well, those old people, they need some warm water.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
They enjoy our pool very much.
Well, so you're doing this year round, and it seems like the competition would be pretty fierce with the
most
YMCA
definitely.
and with the school district and with other swim organizations. Said again. Boy, I'm catching myself today. That's something.
I'm here for it.
How do you get the business?
So I'm not. Let me read my piece of paper real quick. So yeah, we're not in the swim business. Actually, we're in what we call the relationship business, and all relationships are built on trust.
How do you build relationships?
So that starts from the first time you come in, right?
Okay.
We sit there. I'll greet you. We'll give you a little spiel of everything. We have these cool things called passports that help track our progress as a talking tool between us and the parents, and just being your friendly neighborhood swim pool, I think, is how we build those trusts. And then the goal is, right, so we start you from swimming, and you can become great at swimming, and then there's a different path you can go down, because swim team's not for every kid, right? It's totally fair. I'm okay with that. But then we can go into like scuba explorers, which you can start and you can get your like pre-certification.
Hold off on that one.
Hold up. Okay, we're gonna keep talking about swimming. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about it. We'll get to scuba.
Lots of different things you can do with swimming. So yeah, very happy with all of it.
So All right. So are you working with like the school districts or something like that?
So I'm trying to. So we do these things called water safety presentations. I'm trying to get into the program, so
Okay.
I can go anywhere, and it's through with the American partnership with the American Red Cross, just to get the word of safety out there, especially in the height of summer, trying to get those words out, which is why I came on to hang out with you, Bill.
Well, go on. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, I said again. I'm going to catch myself there. But this is today we're not going to call it Monday. We're going to call it Day.
Day.
It's just the Day. Because I have a lot of ums in me, I guess.
Okay.
They just need to come out.
Yeah.
So when back in the day again, I taught life saving. You guys do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a place for kiddos to go to learn how to be a lifeguard. Do they still have junior lifeguard and then?
Yes.
Okay.
If I want to run and my outdoor pools in my past life, I would run junior lifeguarding classes and things like that. I totally can with Diventures.
Okay.
I just haven't had the market for it yet. Nobody's come up and been like, hey, can I do junior lifeguard? I'm like, absolutely, let's run through it. What mainly happens is we'll do like Boy Scout merit badges and things like that. So I'm also affiliated and I'm able to do those too.
Okay.
Which is fun.
So as a kid, again, I'm back in college.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I come home from college, and I'm doing an internship with United Steel,
Okay.
U.S. Steel.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it was $10 an hour, and back then, $10 an hour in 1980 was good Peters. I mean, some nice change on it. Well, about that time, they go on strike, and so I'm about to be laid off in the program. They're going to freeze the program. The HR person comes to me and she goes, I saw that you have a water safety instructor, and so are you a lifeguard? I said, well, actually, I am one, but I also can teach that. And she goes, well, good. We'd like you to transfer your position to our club pool, and then just be responsible for all of that. And I said, well, okay. I said, well, what's that going to pay? Oh, it'll be $10 an hour to lifeguard.
There you go.
In 1980.
That's a steal.
That's
more than I got when I started.
I was on top of the world.
Absolutely.
You know, it was amazing. But lifeguarding to me was fun. If you
love
take it seriously.
You have to take it seriously. It's a very serious job.
My son Alex was a lifeguard also, and
Okay.
Ann Baranski was his supervisor. But Alex has actually saved two people. One of them was a guard, and he saw her. She was overheated and about to pass out. Came around the pool and stopped her from falling out of the chair.
That's very impressive. That's very good recognition of him being able to be globally aware, not just watching his area, because his area wasn't just
Right.
like that wasn't the lifeguard, that wasn't where he's supposed to live. So it's a very good job of him being globally aware.
Well, he and I have always talked about know your circumstances, know your surroundings. It doesn't matter what you do in life, know your surroundings. And it started with helping him with football and seeing as a running back. Know your surroundings, see everything. And I think it went transferred right into the scuba stuff. But he was something else. He also got a little one out of his area, screaming, whistling, and everything, and couldn't get the attention of the other guard on that side, and went over and just reached down and pulled the kid.
I've done that one a lot. Yeah.
Because it's underneath your feet
Absolutely.
and where you're supposed to look.
That's the number one spot for most drownings, according to
Right.
like outdoor pools and stuff. It's right under the lifeguard chair. As crazy as that sounds.
You've got to set that routine of leaning over and looking down. But I like wandering the deck too.
Yes, I was definitely more of like we call that rowing. Yeah, where you're just walking around.
Right.
That's definitely more my spin. Then you can see how many steps you get at the end of the day, and that's always
Well,
a fun thing.
there you go. See, look at that, man. I didn't even think about it. I can get my steps in.
Get your steps in.
Oh my gosh. So what is so back in my day
Yeah.
as a lifeguard, we didn't have.
You didn't have the hot dogs. Or
The hot
guard
dogs,
tubes, yeah.
no.
My boss calls it a hot dog. There you go, Sarah. Yeah, no. So yeah, they have guard tubes. Yeah. I've run into staff that are from back in your day and age, and we never used these. So I'm like, oh my god, that'd be so much harder. So yeah, it's just a big old pool noodle that holds 300 pounds.
Right.
And it's much easier to save people with that. So like I did a lot of in my younger days. I did a lot of like Tough Mudder lifeguarding
Okay.
and things like that, like the Spartan race and things like that. So I could lifeguard one day and then run it the next day.
Okay.
And that's where I got all of my saves. I'm well over 50, probably closer to 100. Just saving people that were in great shape. As crazy that is. So like the
Just
first
overwhelmed.
jump, they're just overwhelmed. Or the one time I did it, they had to fall on their back out of like a culvert drain pipe into the pool of water and then climb out and swim. The guy with the backhoe didn't read the sign that was 4 feet, and he dug it to like 10.
What?
Yeah. So these people are thinking they're falling into 4 feet, and it was actually like 10. So that was a lot of saves that day. And yeah, there's a guy maybe 3% body fat that I had to save, and I smacked him with my lifeguard tube and was like, "Can you please just grab this so we can get you to safety, please and thank you."
We had my buddies from the swim team. It was always the swim team that was the lifeguards in Dundee in high school and that. And so we had to. Our instructor was our swim coach, who was an All-American breaststroker out of Bowling Green State University, and we had to rescue him, and he fought us. And back then, that was something else. He's coming across on us and just spinning us around, coming over his shoulder from behind, spinning those legs. I mean, it was a great training, I think.
Yeah,
But
you're giving me flashbacks from my high school time and things like that, and working with people like, yeah, oh yeah, 100% crazy, yeah. What to do if something doesn't go as planned?
Right.
You got to practice that.
We didn't have a hot dog.
No, yeah, that's so much shredding on your part. That's impressive. It's so much shredding. So then, can you egg beater tread, where you spin your legs in opposite directions? Okay, just double checking.
Oh yeah, no worries. I could do that. I played water polo.
There you go. Yeah, I can never. I'm always impressed by those water polo players that can get like their waist out of the water. I try all the time. It's possible.
I was watching it not too long ago. It was on TV. I'm like, first of all, it's on TV. That was impressive, and it was on one of the real channels.
Okay.
And I think it was on NBC actually. And I was just captivated by it. Like, this is amazing. I'm telling Terry, you got to check this out. Watch this. I said, they're not touching.
No.
And watch how far the goalie comes out of the water.
Yeah, it's insane. That's insane.
So those are some of the water activities that you could take part in swimming, and is water polo.
That's another one. Absolutely.
They don't call it synchronized swimming anymore either. That's not
What do
something
they
you
call
guys do. But it's
No.
like swim dance or something.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. They had to change the name.
If you're on a runner pool and you can do it, totally. There's a group of ladies that run out the Fitchburg pool and they do synchronized swimming.
Oh, yeah, that's because you guys have two locations.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sun Prairie and Fitchburg.
Yeah, there's one on each side.
That's cool. Just checking in that time. Oh, we've been going an hour, by the way.
We're not even. Yeah, I told you we probably had 2 hours easy.
Oh, I know, right?
I still got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Actually, this side it says one time. This side is the other time. I don't know really what time it is. The adult lessons. Are they? Do you enjoy those? Do you find them a challenge?
I love the challenge. It's so much different, and like I don't have to I still get to use my little kid voice because they find it comical.
Okay.
So like make sure you're using your big scoopers and things like that. So like even though I'm talking to an adult, I still use the same terminology because I'm trying to make it light and playful, right? Swimming's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be serious. So using the little kid terminologies when teaching adults is super fun, and then just watching them click. Like, it sounds weird as a teacher, you're just waiting for them to flip the light switch to figure it out, but when I'm teaching adults, it's kind of what it is. Like, I'm giving them all the tools and processes, and one day it comes in and it just all just magically clicks. So I love that feeling of watching them get it to click. They get their nice side breath down to be able to get their first flip turn. So they can go start working out at the local pools.
Oh my.
And yeah, no, very, very rewarding. Or like some of them will go, they want to go back on, they'll go back to India and they want to swim in the Ganges. So that's the whole reason why they come to swim lessons. And so
You've actually had somebody.
And I've had it. There's a buddy there right now, and he'll come back I think in a month, at the end of summer, and he'll come back and rejoin our swim program. And I'm very excited to hear his experience there in swimming, and how he did, because he had no idea when we started, and now he's over there, and he'll come back and enjoy swim lessons again with me, hopefully.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. Now, you have a lot of different programs. You have a fitness class. That's what Stalker's doing right now.
Yep. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the mornings.
So what is he doing? What kind of class is he doing? What's it look like?
Yeah, so there's three classes, levels of intensity. There's a 9 o'clock class that is for athletics, just getting the mobility going and things like that, getting a little loose in the water. There's a 10:30 class. Forgot the name of that one, but there's a 10:30 class. Relatively a little more intensity, and then there's aqua fitness class at 1 o'clock, and that's a little more high intensity, get an actual workout in. For the old ladies, it's very fun and definitely rewarding.
So they will tell you, instructors will tell you that swimming lap swimming is not a good weight loss program. No. But it's great aerobic program.
Correct.
And as many years as I spent in the pool, Craig Kuchenbecker said to me, you should start swimming again. And I'm like, dude, I've had 2 shoulder surgeries from rotator tear, and I spent my whole life in that pool. But it's interesting. As soon as I jump in, it's like, it's instant swimmer.
Yeah, it just all comes back to like riding a bike.
And you got to go to a turn. Just got to flip one. You're done. Okay. Butterfly ain't happening. I can do a few strokes. I could probably swim the lane, but
Yeah, that's about all I can do too. Just
Yeah.
enough to show a kid what it looks like.
before my arm just goes numb, you know. But I can still beat my kid. That's all that matters.
Honestly, right? That's the whole point.
Well, you know, go ahead, Alex. Try to make my day. A bunch of years ago, here with the Piranhas, they had an event over in Monona, and where they wanted to have adults and kids swim meet. And so Alex says, "Will you swim with me?" And so, of course, I'll swim with you. This is going to be a blast. So we had a parent-kid medley relay,
That's adorable.
and so what's John's last name? We had a backstroker that was an adult. He swam, and so he's swimming back. Then we had a breaststroker. I said I can swim breaststroke if you let me. So they did. And then Alex was the free part of it, freestyle part of it. And this kid, as the breaststroker is in the water and it coming to the wall, I looked over to this person next to me, which was a kid, by the way. It was a lifeguard. And I said, "Hey, will you give me a head start?" And she goes, "No way." She goes, "I'm going to smoke you." I'm like, "Oh, okay.
It's on.
Here we go." I smoked her.
Good.
You know what? I couldn't barely get out of the pool, but I was okay.
You beat her. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the kids always try to race me, and I always make it close because it's fun. But I'm like, I'm not letting you win. I'm a swim instructor. It's I gotta just turn on that last couple feet. Make sure you pass them up. Yeah. But speaking of the Piranhas, we sponsored the Piranhas.
Oh,
So
you
very
did?
exciting. Yeah. So very happy.
They're having a great year.
They're a phenomenal year. So
I know.
not to toot my own horn, but if you look at their list of like their top 10 swimmers and males and females in all the categories,
Yeah.
most of the top 5 are from Diventures. So very proud
Wait.
of all of my
What
swimmers.
do you mean they're from?
So they started swimming with us, right?
Oh,
so
they
at
started
babies,
swimming.
they
Okay.
started. They learned their skills with Diventures, and now they're on the Piranhas because they have exceeded our ability to teach them, which is amazing, and I love that. But yes, they're all like the top 5, top 10 of all of their respective programs.
Okay.
The one girl, we'll say she's 9. She's leading overall across all the counties and everything, and she started with us when she was a baby. So I'm very proud of the Piranhas
That is awesome.
and how they're doing this summer. We're going to their swim meet on Tuesday, so feel free to stop by and say hi to us.
Is that the conference meet?
Yes, yeah, my employee, Miss Lisa, will be there along with Miss Marlena.
Where is the conference meet being held?
It's being held at Sun Prairie. It's being held at the
Sweet.
PAC. Yeah, no, totally go check it out.
Sweet.
Yeah, and when
On
I'm
Tuesday?
yeah, isn't that Tuesday night? Yeah, very interesting.
I know. Well,
Or it might be another meet versus, and that's not their final one, so there might be one more before the end.
I was gonna say I thought conference would be on a Saturday.
I would think so too.
Because conference, and
It's a big one.
Well, man, my biggest. I was back there. I was on the board and all that for
Mhm.
Piranhas and fundraising and all that. I never get approached for fundraising from them. I don't know why.
Yeah,
And I'd give them money if they'd ask me.
you should.
Yeah, I know.
You should sponsor them though.
Fuck.
They're there for you
Sponsor
because they just
everything
started.
else that's on.
They just started an adaptive swim program this year, so they have a bunch of special needs kids in their program as well
Oh,
that are
cool.
swimming. So yeah, very proud of them too because they're also from Diventures. So very proud of all of my friends that are swimming over at the Piranhas. They're doing a great job. Love watching the videos. The parents will come up and be like, "Look how good my kid did! Check him out and swimming!" And I'm like, "This is so awesome! I'm so proud of them."
We had a time back in the day, 2013 would have been the last time. But I want to say that like 2010 or 2011 was one of the conference meets and conference championships. And folks, the conference championships, like 10 teams come
It's
into the city of
insane.
Sun Prairie. They take over the pool and
The whole area.
The whole area. But you know, the killer with me was back then. The Parks Department was like, you have to be out of the water by 1 o'clock. And I keep thinking, don't you see the economic impact of what this swim meet is all about? And then for conference, it's 2 days.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to stay in a hotel, probably. Most of them will, because it's really a lot of fun. And have just a wonderful time. And I would say, oh my gosh, 5,000 people maybe coming just to swim
Yeah.
from 10 teams. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's a wonderful event, and the conference meet rotates, so it might be one every. I don't know if it's 10 teams. It might be 8 teams. I haven't kept up
It's
on
picking
it.
up. Yeah, but yeah, it rotates.
So it's
from
like
all-
every 8
yeah,
years or every
absolutely.
10 years.
Yeah.
So, but some pools, some clubs can't do it. So they go to a different pool.
Mm-hmm.
Baraboo's one that they use, indoor pool. Well, Sun Prairie's got one of the best outdoor pools.
Let's use that one.
And it's going to need to be updated. They're working on that, but at the same time, it's one of the best outdoor facilities that you can find at the PAC. The Wisconsin Dells is a 20-meter pool.
I see. I don't understand
Or
why.
maybe 20-yard pool. But
I
it's
don't know
20.
why companies or whoever's building pools, they need to just like there should be like an official rule where like it has to be 25 meters or 25 yards.
Right,
like
right.
no ifs, ands, or buts about
Yeah.
it. Just do it to me because there's a couple pools in our company that aren't 25 yards and it's like they're dive pools. It makes sense. I totally get it. But yeah, it's just weird to like teach a kid, be like, okay, so you're gonna swim at 25, but our pool's only 20 yards, so like have fun.
When I was in high school, I swam, of course, back in AAU, swim programs and all that. So I swam in Ohio, at a place called Parma, the Parma YMCA. I traveled there to swim with Doug Brown and some other buddies of mine, Jim Sells, and they had a 20-yard pool. And so the race didn't finish at the wall. You had to do one more flip turn, come out underneath the rope.
I feel like isn't that weird? Because like your flip turn is you're just pushing off the wall. So
I
like
know.
that's so strange. That's so strange.
Oh my
like
God.
just end it there.
It
Yeah,
was
that's
just
very
weird.
interesting.
Now you do open swimming too. Do you have time for open swims?
So at the Fitchburg location, yes.
Okay.
There are some open swim times available at the Fitchburg location as long as nobody's running the pool. I think there's Tuesday afternoons you can do, and then Saturday after swim lessons. I think it's from like 1 to 3, but you can always give us a call and just double check that we're not having anybody come.
Can you do lap swims at Sun Prairie?
No. So
No.
our pool's not big enough. It's only like 40 feet long, so it's more of like a therapy pool. So that's why I don't like.
Oh, well, we need
kids
Brad
can
Bauer.
out.
We need you to build a building.
We got to build a
buddy.
building. Yeah. So we're gonna. But the Fitchburg location is 25 yards, so you can do lap swimming there, and it's off to the side, so you won't have any little monsters running around and disrupting your lap swimming.
All right. Huh. Check that out. All right, let's do this. Let's take a breather because I see the smoke coming out of your mouth. You've been talking so fast over there. Let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to reset the show, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about scuba diving, which is another passion of mine, and some of you may or may not know, but Terry McElroy, I don't think you know about this, so it should be a lot of fun. And just to give you a sneak peek, I used to own a dive shop, so this is going to be fun. So you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in Sun Prairie. See you in a few minutes. All right, we're off the air. We're on Facebook still.
Okay. How am I doing?
Awesome.
Cool.
Doing great.
Cool.
Facebook, good morning.
Hi Facebook.
What up, hush puppies?
I wonder if anybody.
I got Terry McElroy's commenting. I'm going to see if I can kick this. Gosh, I can't get down here. Let's see.
Of course, Terry, we'd always pick Sun Prairie to be our home. I never wanted to go anywhere else. I never didn't want to go to DeForest or anywhere else. I wanted to stay in Sun Prairie. Now that I've been here, it's definitely very much enjoyed Sun Prairie.
Terry's a loyal watcher.
That's good.
Good morning, Maureen Crombie. Another Alder. Terry McElroy
There you go.
is in District 1 also where you are.
Okay. I've met them before. They came to. I think most of them came to the groundbreaking ceremony.
They're good people. Okay, why can't I hide
So we'll have to circle back to my schooling a little bit when we start talking about scuba because that's what I learned. But it'll be fun.
that? Are there going to be any open swims?
There's open swims at the Fitchburg location, but not at our Sun Prairie location, unfortunately. Due to my staffing, I just can't afford an open swim time right now. And then swim lessons take place precedent over that, so that's
Okay.
where it gets a little tricky to do open swim times.
All right.
But you can always come join us for the morning. So like if you just want to come do like a water walk from like noon to 1, you can come hang out with Steve in the pool. On Monday or Wednesday, you can come hang out with us. I guess that'd be open swim time, but we call it water walking for the water fitness people.
Yes, they're going to consider it for the future with the new pool. The new facilities, if they can get it built, they will consider that.
Yeah.
It's got to be the staffing. It's going to be an incredible operation. It'll be a 25-yard or meter, probably yard.
Yard, probably gonna assume yard.
Yeah. 25-yard pool, and then
12 feet deep, nice 91 warm degrees, changing areas, all the things.
yeah, we're going to talk about that. And she's asking about it. Need that 12-foot for scuba.
Yeah. That's gonna be the tricky part, because the water table here in Sun Prairie is tricky, so that's what took us so long to even buy a spot, was like the water table.
What?
In Sun Prairie, the water table's so high, so if I'm trying to dig 12 feet down to build my pool will start to float from the pool, from the water. So you got to make sure it's just right.
Just right. Okay. Interesting.
Can we talk about scuba?
Yeah.
There's how I got my college, I picked my degree from college off a paragraph. I got this job and I read a paragraph and I was like, this is definitely my forever job for sure. Like,
Did you dive when you were up north in Marquette?
Yeah, so that's where I learned how to dive.
So you were in
Lake
alright.
Superior, yes, in November when it was snowing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it was,
I've been up there,
it
but
was
I've been in a dry suit.
Yeah, I was in a wetsuit.
Well, once you go dry, you never go back.
Ah, yep. There's we run dry suit classes, obviously. So yeah,
We're gonna talk about that too.
it's down the road.
I have an hour worth of scuba, and then also talking about exploring, or your lessons, or travel. I mean, I always have to have a Bruce Springsteen song in on every show, so that's what's playing right now.
Okay. Yeah. So I know a fair bit about travel, but again, I'm an aquatics manager, so I'll do my best. I did some research ahead of time, so I know a little bit about travel and things
That's
like
right.
that. But yeah.
So you really don't have a scuba program out of Sun Prairie yet?
Yeah, we don't have a scuba program in Madison. We can do like tri-scubas at the Fitchburg location.
Okay.
But yeah, not really.
Okay. Not
We,
yet.
we can make it happen if we need to. Like if someone's generally
Sure.
interested, we have like a dive guide and the local market that we can totally use. We just don't have the pool for it.
Right. You gotta have a pool.
We gotta have the pool.
And renting them. Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, and renting a pool is not always. They don't usually like the license that don't typically like rent it to us because it's like
No.
we're a direct competitor.
High school would.
High school. I'll have to bug somebody. I have a contact there.
So I started in the McFarland pool,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think of the guy that who
I
was
probably
my,
got his contact
my
info.
instructor was at the time. Can't think of his name. I just sent a bunch of my gear to my son, including my dry suit.
That's so cool that your son does all of that. I mean, he did like your passion and your hobby turned into his full-time career. That's super awesome.
Yeah, so
that's super awesome.
We'll talk about that too. All of our trips are we're to warm areas. We do go on a cruise, but we would go scuba diving.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's been in a lot of water. Spent a lot of time in Freeport, in the Bahamas.
I think you will like our travel page, and your son will like our travel page once you look at it and you dig into it a little bit. I think I counted. There's like, I think it was like 43 destinations we go to around the world.
Yeah, I was checking it out.
Yeah, it's super
So,
cool. The one I want to go to is Fiji every New Year's.
Maldives.
What?
Or,
Oh, the Maldives.
or Maldives.
The Maldives, yeah. We need a couple more credit card points before we get there, but yeah, we'll get there.
The key, I've been in caves. I've been in a bunch of wrecks. I love wrecks.
That's the one that I'll talk about it on the radio. But I've done a couple Caribbean dives, and yeah, the one was a wreck dive. And I knew I was
Where'd you
supposed to
go?
be going. We went to the island of Nevis, in the West Indies.
Nevis?
Nevis. Don't do it. Don't do that to me. That's what our company does too. They say Nevis. It's Nevis. Like I literally asked locals when I was there. They're like, no, it's Nevis.
Rio or Rio?
I think it's Rio. Too funny. Yeah, our travel director pronounces it Nevis, and it drives me up a wall every time. So let it go. Oh, we didn't talk about that safety thing. Oops.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Remind me.
Yeah. Well, we just want to remind everybody to wear Coast Guard approved life jackets, and there's no substitute for adult supervision. Keep your kids safe. Yeah, this is all I've ever done is aquatics, and I truly do love it. Like,
That's cool.
it's very fun. I caddied, so we can talk about golf if you want to. What's your handicap?
Well, I've been a 10,
Nice.
but not this year.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, it
That's
sucks this
okay.
year.
I always played with my mom growing up, and she was like a 16, so like I just get my butt smoked every time, and I like to caddy. I paid the bills. It was good.
Where'd you caddy?
And Ivanhoe down in Illinois, and then Twin Orchards. I caddied and valeted at that one also. It's in Long Grove, the Jewish Country Club.
The Jewish Country Club.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's the only non-Jewish person a part of the country club. I mean Michael Jordan. So sorry, not Jackson. He's dead.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sun Prairie, and welcome to Baker Street.
The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do.
This calls for the old Billy Baroo.
Time to rise and shine. Now here's your host, Bill.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. Appreciate that. Lisa, my former producer here on Good Morning Sun Prairie. Actually, I took over her show. She created this show a gazillion years ago, and I've been doing it for now going on 7 years. Let's say 7 years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of different transitions. This used to be every day of the week. I tried that for a while, and I got to tell you, when you're trying to produce a show for every single day, you got to remember that this isn't a bill-paying job. This is a volunteer job. I don't get paid for this. In fact, all of our producers, directors, the talent, none of us get paid here. And we have a 4-person staff that runs the media center. So, but it's a lot of fun, and it's like scuba diving. Once you get it in your system, you can't get it out, and you always want to do that. So really appreciate Lisa and what she's done. Don't forget about Sunshine Supper tonight, and then also we've got the concert at Wetmore Park on Tuesday, and would love to see you there. It's going to be a beautiful week, so get out, bring some adult beverages, get your favorite charcuterie tray or whatever they call that damn thing, and then come on down, bring your chair, and enjoy music in the park. I'd love to see you down there. But hey, this morning, by the way, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Baker Sun Prairie, and of course, the Baker Realty Group, where we always bring you home. And glad to be a part of this organization and as a sponsor. And also, I happen to be the president of our Friends group called Friends of the Sun Prairie Media Center. Got a lot of things happening coming up. We've got Trivia Palooza that'll happen in September, and then we also have the Cornfest Parade, which we'll be taking part in. If you've ever had the thought, the notion, the idea that you thought this might be a lot of fun for you, but you have no experience, get your butt over here, talk to Jeff Robbins, and talk about doing a show on the radio, or if you have a TV idea, that's cool too. We'll help you with that. But you can do that. You have this in your community. You have this in your neighborhood, and the opportunities are there. Just need to do a little bit of work, and I'm always there to help give you some ideas, some thoughts, and help laying out the way to do it. I came in, didn't know a darn thing about what buttons to push, where to talk, headphones, anything. And I was taught by Jeff and Lisa Wolf. It's been great. Like I said, we started our 8th year in the real estate show. I do Sunday or Saturday mornings at Farmers Market. I love doing that. One of my favorite things. And then along with Mike Powers, we are the voice of Sun Prairie football, and that is the Mac Daddy of broadcasting. And it takes a lot of planning, a lot of volunteers to pull that off to do TV, but we do it, and I think we do it very well. We've been chosen as Station of the Year. We beat out the big market stations like JJO and IBA, and very proud of that. And we lost it this last year to Monona, but we're going to take it back next year. I can guarantee it. I'm guaranteeing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm telling you that. Hey, this morning we're talking about water. We're talking about swimming. We're talking about scuba diving. We're talking about all things water. We're talking about Diventures, organization located right here in Sun Prairie, right now over at Chase Boulevard. And with me right now is Nate Boehn. Boehn? Yeah.
You're good.
I don't know. I'm
That's
sorry.
how I used to listen to BS phone calls.
Oh, yeah?
Because is Mr. Boehn there? No, he's not here.
I love to play with those people.
Yeah, my girlfriend. Yeah, Brooke's not a fan, but I enjoy playing with him too.
Oh my gosh. He's the Aquatics Experience Manager. I love that title. Kind of cool. He also is a swim teacher, trainer, and a lifeguard instructor. Having a great time. They are members of the chamber. Very proud of that that's happened. And Brooke, you're listening. Get that done, would you? Yeah, just get that done. We'll hold off everything else. Put the pen to paper and get it all set up. I want to talk about something that's very dear to my heart, something that over the past few years has kind of slowed down a little bit. When I was a swimmer, a competitive swimmer, I had an opportunity once to go down and go into the deep end of a pool with a scuba tank. And people, I'm telling you, my life changed. And that was just a trial. I mean, that was where it ended. Moved to Wisconsin from North Jersey. I'm not from Jersey, thank God. I'm a Kentucky kid. How I got to Jersey, I can't remember. Oh yeah, I married a Jersey girl. That's how I got here. Yeah, I like that. When we moved out here, got to meet some different people. Saw an opportunity from Fontana, if you remember Fontana, folks, to try scuba, and so I had to do it. Now, also, I've been on some trips like cruises and vacations where, for $100 you go try scuba, and they put you in 40 feet, or put you in the pool, spend 2 hours there, and it'll take you out. You've got to be next to the instructor, and you get to go in the ocean and dive. I was hooked, man. So I see the offer from Fontana for open water certification, learn to scuba dive, and I thought, you know what? I'm working hard. I need to do this. And I did it. Mark Mayo was my instructor. Man, that name just popped into my head from Fontana. And we started book work. We started the pool sessions. And this was in the middle of the winter. And so my wife and I at the time planned a trip to Jamaica. And so I finished my certification in Jamaica. And my life has never been the same. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, let me tell you how amazing this is. Because some of you right now that are listening, you're going, oh my God, I can't imagine being underwater all that time. Or all those fishes. Aren't there sharks everywhere? Wait till you hear my stories about this. But my enjoyment, I enjoy being underwater so much that people that I dive with will tell you that I'm just as happy going down 40 feet, turning over on my back, laying on my tank, shutting my eyes, and taking a nap.
Sounds very peaceful.
It is so peaceful to hear. And it's just that so much fun. Now, if you like snorkeling, and if you can snorkel, you can scuba dive. If you don't even really need to know how to swim, you can scuba dive. And people are out there shaking their head right now, and I know you are. You can scuba dive.
Oh, yeah.
And I can get you there. I liked it so much that I have over 500 dives. I mean, I've dove in so many places, and oh my gosh. That I bought into Dolphin Pool Spa and Scuba. I was in the scuba section. I didn't own pools and spas with John Arbogast. He and I were partners. And then my life really took off because I had the equipment, I had all the resources and everything, and that was a blast. And that lasted for about 3 years. I sold out to John because I was spending more time at the dive shop than I was working on my business, and it was the right thing to do. But for me, it was a beautiful way to go on some trips that I would never even have thought about. When you're a scuba diver, you have different levels of certification. You have what's called, your first one is open water certification. Now, I'm a PADI certified diver. Not put another dollar in, but But you have SSI, you have PADI. The key is that I'm a certified diver, and then you have the ranks, and you can do specialty dives. You can do different. We're going to talk about those in a second. But then you have a course where you can go to dive master, or you can go to instructor. And so I didn't see a need to be an instructor. I just wanted to do the dive master. And at the time, I was helping a guy by the name of Mark Kozakowski, who was taking me on some dive experiences that I will never ever forget. And I appreciate it with all my heart. He and I are good friends. He now lives in Panama and is doing scuba down there and just having a blast, especially with all the whale sharks and everything like that. So I'm excited to talk about this subject and to share some of the experiences with us. But here's what I want you to know. It's as easy as breathing.
Yeah, you don't actually have to hold your breath. That's a common misconception.
Yeah, you don't hold your breath.
Absolutely
You
should
don't.
not hold your breath.
You do not. And so it's that easy. Good buddy of mine, and you know who he is, Michael Johnson. I was on vacation with Michael and a bunch of other buddies, Scott Homerson and that. We're in the Bahamas. And so Mike's going to get a chance to scuba dive. He was phenomenal. Now, and he ain't a little guy. He's probably 350. And so he did a stupendous job in the pool and just loves scuba diving. He will not go in the ocean. Sharks. He has this huge fear of sharks. And that's okay. And I love to tease him about it. But Michael, you're in my heart, buddy. You know that. And I know you let me pick on you a little bit here, so sorry about that. But anybody, I know people. I've been in... I've helped with adaptive scuba, where I had one guy that a paraplegic, he couldn't use his legs, so he had fins on his hands, fin gloves. So it's just a lot of fun. Nothing is more exciting than to be down in the water with the fishes.
There's nothing better than that. And like speaking of that, you're talking about the snorkel and stuff, right? So significant other Brooke, she hates snorkeling because she's claustrophobic.
But she's scuba diving.
But she's scuba diving because you're not in, like, you're just on top when you're snorkeling. But if you're scuba diving, you're a part of it. So there's no reason to be claustrophobic because you can look wherever you want. But yeah, for some reason in her head, snorkeling is like claustrophobic. But when you go under and you start scuba diving, no more form of claustrophobia because you're just a part of it and swimming with the fishies and life's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you guys teach snorkeling, in fact.
Yes. So yeah, I'm a certified snorkel instructor. Absolutely.
There you go.
One of those weird certifications that I have, along with a long list of other random ones that I very much enjoy collecting.
And he was telling me during our break that he was also a caddy.
Yes.
So what's that? Not a Rhodes Scholar. What's it called?
It's an Evans Scholar. My buddy got it for U of I. So
Oh, yeah?
he's an electrical engineer, and he paid no money to get his degree because he's an
Wow.
Evans Scholar. So yeah, all parents out there, make sure your kid's a caddy because you don't have to pay for their college career,
Yeah.
college fund,
Absolutely.
books, housing, everything.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about scuba.
Let's.
How long have you been certified?
I've been certified since 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
And you guys offer this, but you offer it in the Fitchburg.
Yeah, we offered in the Fitchburg location. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do like what you did, where you do all the paperwork and all of like the pool exercises, and then we can go out and you can do the certifications. So you went somewhere fun for Jamaica. We also do that. We do. They're called certification vacations.
Right.
So you do that, and the big one we do is we go down to Cozumel, Mexico, like 20 times a year.
Okay, so you take a group down
We
there to
take
finish
them.
their certification.
Absolutely.
But what I'll tell you, folks, is that if your schedules don't fit, you can, working through SSI or PADI or whatever, they have referral locations, and there's an instructor down there that'll gladly help you finish because you're going to pay them to do it.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit more costly to do it that way.
I mean, we could do private trips with us too.
Oh, sure.
So we could if you want to pick somewhere you want to go,
Yeah.
you can do the certification wherever.
Well, that would be
And
cool.
you can bring a trip guide with you.
Sure.
Do all the things.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. So scuba is something that if you like water, I want you to try it. I mean,
100%.
Just try it. It's not gonna kill you. You're gonna get hooked on it.
Yes, absolutely. I was hooked the first time I put those tanks in. So like, Dad was a scuba diver, right? So he had one of those blow-up pools in the backyard.
Yeah.
He just threw the tank in the regulator. He's like, have fun. So I'm just like sitting in like 2 feet of water, just like in the little blow-up pool, just playing with the regulator. That's definitely where the love of scuba came from. And then yeah, I went up to Northern Michigan University
Sure.
and got scuba certified there through school because I needed a swimming component. I needed a water component. I was like, well, I already know how to swim, so we should learn how to scuba dive. Yeah.
He got certified in Lake Superior.
Yes. So I.
Which is like swimming in drinking water.
Cold, maybe even colder than drinking water.
I mean, ice cold.
Ice cold.
drinking
Yeah,
water.
ice cold drinking water.
Crystal clear.
Crystal. That's the coolest part and why I love cold water. It's because it's so clear. And yeah, so I hold the record in my company as of last time I checked for the coldest dive at a whopping 36 degrees.
I've done ice dives.
Yeah, well, in a wetsuit. Let's
Okay.
just clarify wetsuit dive. Wetsuit dives, I held the
You
coldest.
can do an
one.
ice dive in a wetsuit.
You don't freeze though.
They have hot water and
Yeah.
they have warm one. They
Yep.
pour it down you. We'll get to the ice dives. I'll talk about that in a second.
That's so fun.
Because that was not one of your certifications on the site, but I'm sure you can.
No,
always
yeah,
do that.
those are just they're just specific
Yeah,
to
yeah.
my current role.
So he got certified in Lake Superior. Here's what I want you to know about scuba diving in the Midwest and what it does for you when you go to the Caribbean. So when there's components of this. There's the classroom work that you have to do. Then you got to do your pool work. They're going to teach you how to do things like take your mask off, put your mask back on, how to get the water out of it. That's called clearing your mask. They're going to teach you how to take your tanks off and all that, your VCD, which is your buoyancy compensator, your tank. Take that off, put it back on. They're going to teach you through skills that you might need. You just might need. Have I had my mask knocked off? Yep, I have. And I only had it once, and then I never got that close to anybody ever again. Because sometimes it's like that. They're going to teach you everything that you need to know. Then they're going to do the open water portion of this. Now my open water, it was fun. It was in the ocean. But I've also helped do open waters as a dive master and off Monona.
Mm-hmm.
There. I've also been up to Devil's Lake. Oh my God, how many times I've been to Devil's Lake? People are like, hey, you want to go diving in Devil's Lake? No, there's nothing there.
There's nothing.
No, it's not fun. Pearl Lake is another one down in Janesville, which is like a Disney World.
Isn't that like it's like an old quarry,
You've
right?
never
Yeah.
been there?
No.
Oh my gosh!
No, yeah,
it's
so we're-
hilarious. There's equipment down there.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's
fun.
fun.
But here's the thing about it is when you do your open water work here in Wisconsin, in our lakes, the visibility is limited. I mean, it can be on a good day, it could be 8 feet, maybe 10 feet. Good
That's
luck
a
with
very
that.
good day.
Right, and then it could be 3 feet. But what happens is you learn how to compensate your buoyancy very well here in the Great Lakes or in the Midwest. And then when you get to the Caribbean, it's like, oh, this is easy because you have a visual point of reference, and when you're up here, you don't. It's a feel.
Yes.
And you can
100%.
feel it. It's really kind of cool. So you have an advantage being a Midwest diver over anybody that's trained in warm water.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. Yeah. The
Which-
buoyancy control.
Which
very
makes
real.
you a better diver. Why does it make you a better diver? It keeps you off the coral.
Yes. Don't touch the coral.
Don't touch the coral. The coral's alive.
Yes.
It's alive. Did you hear that the Great Barrier Reef is coming back?
Yes.
That
Very
is
excited to hear
huge.
about that. Yes. Very excited. They're doing a lot of good work down there.
So it's so you learn the skills up here, and yes, you should learn your skills up here. You do need to go in lakes up here. You do need to do a river dive. River dive is a more experienced dive, but get in the river and do a dive. There's some extreme river dives. I've done that with a hook and a harness.
Okay.
That it's put down and you're swinging back and forth across.
That's crazy.
Well,
That's
you
not
never
gonna
know what's
go
going to
wrong.
come at you.
No, they're not wrong.
That's right. But so it's fun. I've been under Monona Terrace.
That's cool.
Back then, Mark Kozgowski was paid by the city to erect a fence. And it's a chain mesh fence that was put there. And then they realized, thank God for our DNR, that the fish might get caught in there.
It's an interesting
But
predicament.
wait,
Yeah.
so then they paid him to go down and cut triangle holes in the fence so they could get out. We have at Picnic Point in Lake Mendota. Yes, I've dove in Lake Mendota a lot. We used to have a fish observatory, and the DNR decided to tip it over on its side. And what it looked like, you're looking at me like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I have no idea what any of this is. I'm just here for the ride right now.
Oh my
Keep
God.
talking.
So this was a device Hey, my son Alex, it's my daughter-in-law's birthday today. He's like, hey, I'm making your breakfast in bed. Great, okay, Alex. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. You should be listening to my show. So the fish habitat is what it was called, and it was erected by the University of Wisconsin, and they observed fish swimming around in their habitats they were in.
Okay.
So the DNR, being the most protective agency in our state, decided to destroy a fish habitat by taking the observatory and tipping it on its side. And the reason they did that is because you could swim up inside it as a diver. And they were worried somebody was going to get stuck.
That's they think of the craziest things for people to. The chances of that happening, probably.
Well, trust me with this when I say that if you were to go in the fish habitat in that area, you are beyond advanced, because it's like swimming in a wreck, but the hole's maybe 4 feet in diameter, and you're going in. It's only room for one. Go all the way up,
Okay.
and then you got to pop your mask up just to see the top, because you know there's methane up there. You just know there's methane.
Yep.
Just to say it. So anyway, there's Model A's in Lake Mendota.
That's very fun. Yeah, we'll have to go on a trip. We can rent out some gear.
I have no gear anymore.
Well, we can rent some. We'll go get some. I got some. We can rent it.
You
We
know
can go.
somebody?
I know somebody. Yeah, absolutely. I know somebody.
You know somebody.
We're working on getting our tanks filled here soon, also.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta get that certification to add to my list of how to fill station operator certification, I think is what it's called. So we're on that list too.
So Alex Baker is now on my son is on the show. He's gonna be flipping in here too. But we'll get to him about his scuba diving and stuff. But so yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do in this area. Now Lake Wazee, it was a flooded valley basically, and back then when they first did it, there were trees, and the trees are still there. I haven't been there in years, but when they first flooded, there were leaves on the trees.
That's so cool.
And so you were swimming through the trees.
That's a very unique experience.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. No,
So-
So we learned to do it in Lake Superior.
And and by the way, our Great Lakes have the highest concentration of shipwrecks in the world.
So yeah, we have a location in Michigan.
Munising?
Been to Munising, picture Rocks National Lakeshore, best place to go. Absolutely, go check out the rocks. But no,
Bay
over in Battle Creek, so we're
Battle Creek.
landlocked. But that store runs a lot of Great Lakes trips. And
Okay.
we go see all the dives and shipwrecks and things like that. So I'm personally trying to work on getting a trip up to Munising. Absolutely.
Do you know that just off Chicago is where the first aircraft carrier was placed?
Really?
And that's where pilots learned to take off from an aircraft carrier. Was right outside of Chicago.
Crazy.
Went through the whole channel thing and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they sunk the carrier there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It took off. It took off. But that's where they practiced.
That's so
was
cool.
in the Great Lakes.
That's so fun. Yeah, the Great Lakes are awesome.
I know. They really are. If you go up to Door County,
Good spot.
there's Death's Door,
Mm-hmm.
which is that little inlet between Washington Island and Gills Rock, right there where you get the ferry.
It's not just a brand of coffee from Door County.
No.
Because that's the one I drink. Is Death's Door coffee.
Well, there you go.
There you
No wonder you are the way you are.
go.
So there are ships that are actually stacked on top of each other.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And in Gills Rock, there's one right offshore that you can see.
Yeah, I'll have to go play in the water somewhere up in Door County.
Oh
I've
my
only
gosh.
visited to do the supper clubs up there and just generic
Well, sure.
Door County stuff.
No.
No in the water yet.
No wine or anything.
Not a wine guy.
No bourbon.
Brandy old fashions.
Okay, that's fine. That's Wisconsin. That's cool. So in this whole thing about scuba, you have an opportunity here in this town to be able to do that. And once this facility's built, it will be the Mac Daddy of locations
100%.
to be able to go and learn to scuba dive, because you'll be able to do about a 12-foot dive, which is cool. 12 feet is about 10 to 12 is where they want you to be when you're going through your
It
certification.
helps with the acclimating of your ears for that pressure. Like
Yeah.
kind of pop your ears like you're on an airplane, same type of deal. So that's why it's got to be.
Which
so
is
they choose that depth.
which is the biggest problem people have, is clearing their ears. And I'm going to tell you this, and I've told people that I've helped get certified and all that, is that the more you dive, the better it gets. And I'm the person when we go on a dive trip, oh Nate, oh my gosh, when I do the dive trip,
Are you taking me on one? We can go together, absolutely.
We could do
I got PTO. We can go.
Okay, cool. I'm there. A buddy of mine, Dave Lukey, he wants to go. He said, "Look, we should go up to Devil's Lake." I'm like, "No, I'm not going to Devil's Lake to go diving." Well, where do you want to go? Let's go Caribbean or someplace. But it's hurricane season right now. Great deals though. So my rule is when I'm scuba diving and you're on a boat, I'm first one in, last one out. And I get in and can get clear of everybody else. But most of the time, I go and I'm in and down. I'm already on the bottom. And the reason I do that is because there's just so many people on the boat that you got to get out of their way. Because there's going to be people up there take 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get down. It happens. But let's go back. I want to talk about the classes and that in Diventures, because they're not just swim lessons; they're scuba lessons. And they can teach a variety of things, and they do their open water certification, what they call specialty scuba, which is your different kind of certifications and trainings. We'll get to that in a second. They have scuba for kids, and Alex Baker is a perfect example of this, because I'm going to say he was 9 or 10 when I got him underwater, and he was hooked from that day. And then he got all the gear after that. But you have Diventures Explorers, which is 8 to 12-year-olds. Got to have a strong swimming skill and basic understanding. You'll gain a basic understanding of scuba. And most importantly, what they want to give you there is fun. And believe me, it is fun until they take your regulator away. Something like that. He's going, yeah, certified by 10, yeah. Well, you weren't certified 10. I want to say it was 11.
I don't think you can be certified at 10.
No, I can't remember.
You get the junior. It's like a junior certification. That's what the Explorers we have too.
Right. And then there's a junior open water, which is 12 to 14 years old, and kids 10 to 11 might be able to slip into this, but it's going to be a private lesson. Most of your scuba classes are a group, and it's more fun that way too, I think, to be honest with you. You got to stop people that can get it quick to leave the other people alone. Let the instructors teach them how to do it. And you also have skills update. Now, I think that's important for everybody, because you have somebody that hasn't dove for a couple of 3 years. You're still certified. There's nothing that requires you to renew your certification. I think there should be. But you have an opportunity to go in the pool and practice your skills. And that is clearing your mask, regulator recovery, and also your buoyancy. Most importantly, your buoyancy.
Absolutely, don't touch the coral. Absolutely.
So what is your favorite kind of dive?
So I've only gone on a handful of dives, right? So I'm definitely not experienced as where you are, Bill. I just have the swim background and manage the swim school side of things. But I think ice diving and cold water diving into Lake Superior, getting that more, because I love cold. As weird as that sounds, like working for a company that we go to travel and do all the things. I love the cold. Growing up, going to school in Marquette, Michigan, I just love the cold. So being able to see those dives and so one of the second dive I went on, we went out towards Black Rocks, and there's a ledge. So I got to crawl over to the ledge, and it was 100 and something foot drop, just straight down, and it was crystal clear because it's Lake Superior, and that's where I got hooked. I was like, okay, I need to explore this some more and go check out the wrecks of Munising. I don't want to I think I just want to stay in the Great Lakes. Don't get me wrong, tropical diving sounds lovely and things like that, but that's what everybody does. I want to be different and unique. I want to do the dry suits. I want to go explore under ice. I want to do all the crazy stuff that normal people don't do.
Alex wants you to know that, he says, I didn't do any junior version of the test. I remember taking the exam in a room with a bunch of adults way back when. What are you, 28, 29, Alex?
He's the same age as me. No, that's because his dad was great and signed him up for the full class instead of just doing the precursor one, the dipping your toe in. You just threw him in the whole thing.
So we've had some great dive trips here in Michigan. Mark Skolaski, Mark Kozakowski, and I, a buddy way back in the day. Oh, gosh, I can't think of his name now. He died on me, which kills me. Not at diving, he had cancer. But we were on what's called the Prince Wilhelm, Wilhelm, and it's off Milwaukee. It's in about 105 feet of water. and it's a cold water dive. It's a penetration dive. Penetration, by the way, is what you call when you go in, or you have an overhead. You don't have a clear exit or ascent, clear ascent. So you're doing a penetration dive. So we're on the Prince William. Now we call it the Willie for short.
Yeah,
see,
naturally.
Willie, not Billy, but Willie. See, there you go. So Mark have been on this ship 25 times. Mark Kozakowski is a master scuba diver. Skolaski probably has 1,000 dives. We're all in dry suits. Again, they've been on this dive so many times. This ship has also claimed more divers than any shipwreck in the Great Lakes. It seems easy, but it's not. It's laying on its starboard side, so things are sideways on it. And on one of the dives, the last time I was on it, Skolaski goes into a room that he's been in before, and what he didn't realize, had never seen before, was this beam was holding open the door. Now, the doors on ships, or hatches as they're called, are not light.
No, oh no.
And so he's laying on his starboard side, and so it slams down, and he can't open it. And what happened is the silt is already messed up. So Kaz has gone one way, and he went into the room, and Kaz thinks he's back behind him. Long story short, because we're on the radio, is that they cut out all the brass on this ship before they sunk it. Okay, and so the porthole has been had a cutting torch that has cut out that brass. He can't go through with his tank.
Took his tank off, pushed the tank through, and
oh well, he couldn't get it disconnected. So he took his tank off and he tried to pull it apart. His fingers were now numb because he didn't have the dry suit gloves on, and we're probably in, I don't know, 38, 39, 40 degree temperatures. So what he decides to do is to go through the hole, hold onto his hose, take a deep breath. He can see the beacon light flashing where the upline is, and takes a deep breath and swims. Now, what's happened is that going through the hole, because it's been cut out with a torch, it shredded his vulcanized rubber suit. Now water is pouring into his suit. So as he's kicking, he's getting heavier and heavier. He gets to the line, there's a diver there, he grabs his alternate and just starts sucking air and goes, "Can we go up, please?"
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The point of my whole story is his training is what got him through that. And he dove the next week.
That's awesome.
And one of the guys on the next dive, they went back down and got his gear and all that stuff.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, big deal. But that's called a wreck dive.
Yep.
That's a penetration dive. These are specialties that they teach you. Because of your training and knowing what to do, there's never a problem. Never a problem. Now, here's something funny. I've eaten a sandwich underwater.
Are you going to explain how, or are you just going to leave it like that?
I had a Ziploc bag, and we did it as a joke and a bet. The other thing is you can drink beer underwater too, or soda, or whatever you want. But always use beer because people go, really? Because you can have what do they call it, a scuba, a sluba, or something like that. But I took a sandwich in a Ziploc bag, and you open it, and you take it out, take a bite, chew it, swallow it, put your regulator back in, and boom, there you go.
That's funny.
You're off and running.
How about that?
So there are so many different aspects of diving that these guys can teach, and it's going to be a wonderful activity when the time comes. Got about 15 minutes left in the show. Yeah, I know, right? They're going to teach you how to identify corals. They're going to teach you how to do a deep dive. Deep diving is important. Learning what's going to happen to you as the deeper you go. They're going to teach you, well, they call it diver stress and rescue, but rescue and recovery, I know it as.
Same thing.
They'll teach you diver first aid, which is important. In my dive kit, I carry a tampon and I carry super glue.
Yep.
And the reason is both of those stop bleeding. And yeah, that's the best thing to do. Super glue. I just cut my finger not too long ago. They super glued it.
Yep.
And it's like, really?
That's
Come
what I
on.
have in my first aid kit when I go backpacking.
I came over here to get a stitch. I could have put super glue in it. It's not the same stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know. Well, whatever. There's night dives. There's cave dives. I've been cave diving. down in Acamel.
Where's that?
Acamel's in Mexico.
Okay.
And diving in the cenotes.
Okay.
It's just really cool. What happens is there is a point where saltwater and freshwater meet.
That's cool.
And,
I've seen pictures.
And
things
it's a
like
blur.
That. Yeah.
Doesn't you think that somebody's just put Vaseline on your mask? All you got to do is go up or go down, and it clears it right up. They're just going to teach you everything that you need to know, but just know that it's available there.
Mm-hmm.
Get your kids in early on this because it's that much fun. My son did this. He got hooked on it, and when we did our trips, he did this. I mean, he had to go scuba diving. He would jump in our pool. If there was a tank, I'd have, he'd be gone. He's in the water, sucking that air dry in an oversized BC and all that stuff. What led to that was when he was in high school here at Sun Prairie, he didn't want to take the college route. Couldn't figure out what he wanted to do, but he knew that there were two things that he liked to do. One was scuba diving and welding. And we knew that there was an opportunity in the Navy where he could actually do that. And so now today, after 8 years in the Navy, he is a commercial scuba diver out of Seattle.
That's awesome.
The Seattle area, and he does that. Right now they're doing water towers.
That's crazy.
They're cleaning water towers.
That's, you never know what you're going to do.
So there is a career in scuba diving.
100%.
But more importantly, it's fun.
It's fun.
Now, is it expensive? Well, it's about as expensive as skiing. If you buy
Yeah,
all
or
your
golfing
gear.
or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You get your one expensive sport. And
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you have your gear, if you have your mask, fins, take your snorkel. Always take your snorkel. There are some dive operations that won't let you dive without a snorkel, which is funny. In my world, you know what I do?
What do you do?
I put it in my belt, my weight belt.
As long as it's easily accessible.
As long as I have it.
Yeah.
They say you have to dive one. Bunch of crud is what it is. Do you know that there's a system down in Missouri called Boehn, which is a billion-gallon underwater lake?
I wonder, we have a shop in Springfield,
Do you?
Missouri. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
assume that shop knows all about it. Yeah. Did you also know? So we have a shop in Atlanta, Georgia. You can swim in the fish tank, the shark tank, in the Atlanta Aquarium.
I'd love
I think
that.
that's very cool too.
Now, on my wish list,
Yeah, that's one of my questions I have for you.
I want to dive with a great white.
Our
And I will,
Dean has done
without
that.
a cage.
Without a cage. I don't know if Dean did it with a cage or without a cage, but I know he's dived with great whites before.
I've dove with sharks. I was at UNESCO in Freeport, Bahamas, and I wore the chain mesh. That's expensive to do because mainly it's the insurance. But I was with Caribbean reef sharks, black tips. There were no tigers or anything there. There are tigers there, but there was nothing like that. So you have a tube with fish, stick your hand in the tube, pull it out, and put the fish in front of the shark, and it swims by just like an airplane. And they take it. One of the most amazing things I've ever done. My other favorite thing is, it's wreck sharks and night dives.
I haven't done any night dives. I unofficially did a wreck dive, but yeah, that was fun.
The thing about the night dives is so we go to Shark Junction, and so we do night dives at Shark Junction because the light makes those shark teeth just pop.
For collecting.
So you collect all the shark
That's
teeth.
fun.
Now, where are the sharks?
Sleeping?
They're all around you. They're not going to bother you.
No.
There's a diving pool in Dubai that's a huge sunken
Yeah,
city.
did you see the snap of Will Smith doing that? Where he's stuck. That place is so cool.
Isn't it?
They have a pool table down there.
Oh my God. Pool table.
Yeah, you can play pool table and scuba gear. That's crazy. Yeah. We do underwater poker nights, so I'm excited to bring that
Oh, that'd be
to the
fun.
Madison Market. Yeah, so most of our facilities do underwater poker nights.
And the hockey.
We could do hockey too, yeah.
Oh my gosh. There you
But
go.
the water polo players do that without tubes. Have you seen that? They
Yeah,
don't normally use.
yeah.
Yeah, we're totally gonna use scuba gear.
So we used to, before Monona Terrace was at Monona Terrace, we used to do pumpkin carvings and everything there, and then we'd pull the junk out of Monona Terrace.
That's another thing I want to do. Yeah, there's a guy.
Law Park is where it is.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It wasn't Monona Terrace back then.
Law Park.
Law Park. And all the junk that you find is hilarious.
I dove when we do a Lake Superior cleanup, and I helped with that. And we grabbed like 70 something tires and a bunch of other random stuff out of Lower Harbor in Marquette.
Yeah.
which the visibility, that's a story for you, right?
Sure.
So first ever open water dive, right? Where weather's crazy because it's like the middle of November up in the UP. It's snowing. And they're like, all right, let's go scuba diving. And we're like, let's do it. So we go into Lower Harbor, and it's crystal clear until you touch the silt, right? And I've experienced buoyancy a little bit, but I'm not the best, and I didn't know it was a rocky bottom. So I get down, and I'm like trying to stabilize myself, but I do like one fin kick, and everybody disappears. All the silt gets kicked up. So like I'm my dive guy is closer between me and you, and he's gone. And I just lost him for the 5 seconds, and I told myself to remain calm. And then at that like 7-second mark, I think is what they tell you, he came out of the depths of nothing and just grabbed me and pulled me back to my other buddy and my group. And it was a very eye-opening experience on how quickly you can get lost.
Oh my gosh.
So I literally did, I accidentally kicked something. I kicked a rock. And the silt's gone. Gone. I'm just
It
gone.
just goes.
Yeah. See you
It's
later.
funny.
See you later.
It happens in wrecks.
Yes. Yeah, so we went, for my 30th birthday, I went scuba diving on an island called Nevis in the West Indies. And
you.
I know, right?
Oh.
The struggle was real. Like, yeah, it was rough. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. But the lady, because it was my birthday, she took us on a wreck dive. And I got to explore around the wreck, and I knew not to go in it, but like the window was so big, Bill. I was like, I can do this.
Right.
So I went in, and I got to be the little captain under the water for like 15 seconds, and then she was like, you gotta get out of there. And I was like, oh, of course. But yeah, it was very fun. Loved diving. Got to saw a huge puffer fish that scared me. So that was fun too. So like I'm going down upside down because I don't want to touch the coral. And there's this puffer fish the size of like a basketball unpuffed, just hanging out in some coral. Scared me. Spat my regulator out, put it back in, and I was okay. But yeah, it's been some fun experiences.
Oh my! It is fun. I mean, and when you get to these places, you can just have so much fun. Florida, you can go to the Keys. You can go anywhere in Florida. You can go see the manatee. You can actually dive around the manatee. You can't touch them. I can't remember the name of the place though. It is. That's the wetware.
Manatee swimming spot. Just Google it. It'll be okay.
It's the wetware that happens between the ears. Sometimes the memory just gone. Gone.
And then another thing for like the travel and stuff like that, right? So let's say you're the scuba diver, but your significant other doesn't scuba dive.
Sure.
They can pay like a smaller rate and just be a bubble watcher or a non-diver, and then they can still go to the Caribbean with you, and they enjoy the nice resorts and all the things that come along with it, because it's just not scuba diving, right? There's the whole resort aspect and everything like that, and we always go to nice resorts and things like that. So it's always fun.
So I'll share with you this part too. So in your progression, if you decide to do this, if you really want to get into the certifications, but you don't want to be an instructor, as I was telling you, I'm a dive master. I've made that certification. I love to help with that certification. Mm-hmm. And because there's one exercise in PADI where you have to swim 25 yards, take your gear off completely, trade gear with your partner as you're buddy breathing. Buddy breathing is when we're sharing one tank, one regulator. You're buddy breathing down 25 yards. At that point, you have to trade your gear.
Sounds like so much fun.
While buddy breathing, and then put it back on, and then buddy breathe all the way back. So it's totally 50 yards.
That's a fun activity.
Well, it is for some.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It is for some other, and the reason they do that activity is to show you what a stressful situation is, and to make sure that you're able to handle a stressful situation. I love that part of the test. That's fun for me. But what Alex had to go through, he was a rescue swimmer on the Ronald Reagan, the aircraft carrier.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, so if you went in, he went in after you.
Mm-hmm. I got a buddy that is in the Coast Guard, and he does that out of San Diego. So he does out of the helicopters.
Oh,
yeah, he's crazy.
That's where he was, San Diego. And Japan. I love that. Got some great pictures of that. But this sport is a lot of fun. You have an opportunity with an organization right here in town. It's called Diventures, and if you go to Diventures.com.
Yep. / travel or whatever.
Yep. Just go to Diventures.com. You're going to have a menu at the top. Pick Sun Prairie and check it out. You're also going to see all the services that they have. Check them out. If you got somebody that is in need of swimming lessons, this might be the place to go.
Yeah. And
if you want to learn more about this, like I said, go to the website. If you have questions, you can email Madison@Diventures.com. That's Madison@Diventures.com. Or you can call 608-630-9800. That's 9800. I'm sure you're going to run into Nate. Great guy. You're gonna he likes to talk, as you can tell, just like me. And it's one of your community businesses. They're members of the chamber, and supporting them would be a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
So, and again, don't be afraid to ask questions. Now, if you're a scuba diver, also they can also help with repairs. The new business will have a retail shop, so you can get new equipment and things like that, but also doing some repairs in that. And did I cover everything?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the last word.
Yeah, I'll totally take the last word. Yeah, so we're Diventures swim school for now until we build our new diving facility. So if you heard about us and are interested, if you have kids or grandkids that want to come, you can come join me or my employee Cora for a free trial swim lesson. Just let us know that you heard us on the Bill Show, and yeah, you can come hang out with us, and it'll be a blast. Nice warm water.
Hey Nate, I really appreciate you being on. Thanks a lot, and I have a feeling we're going to be doing some diving.
Absolutely. Very excited. Looking forward to it, Bill.
Sun Prairie, thanks for listening, and I really appreciate it. See you on Wednesday at 11 o'clock live with Laura Stanfield, and we'll be giving you the latest updates. Working on the subject right now, but I'll have more information on that probably tomorrow. So until then, I will see you right back here on the radio Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Bye, Sun Prairie. We're still on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm watching it secretly.